Good evening and Happy New Year, everyone. And I am Chair Nathan Sticks, calling to order the Newcastle Community Activities Commission meeting of January 10th, 2024. The time is 7 p.m. This meeting is being recorded and may be reviewed later on the city's YouTube channel. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. So please make note that Commissioners Krustinger, Forsberg, and Van Atta have been excused from tonight's meeting. And Amy, will you please do the roll?
Certainly. Thank you, Chair Sticks. Commissioner D'Souza. Commissioner Lee.
Present.
Vice Chair Flash.
I am here.
Chair Sticks.
Present. Thank you, Amy. Agenda approval. So before I ask for approval of the agenda, I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda that we move 8.2, which is our 2024 work plan, to a working session that will then be done after we adjourn tonight's meeting. Do I have everybody's approval to do that?
Yes. You have mine.
As well. Mine as well. Show it's unanimous. Okay. And then approval of our minutes. Is there any objection to approval of the minutes? Well, then I have to say, is there any objection to approval of tonight's agenda as presented?
No. No objection.
No objections, thank you. And then approval of the December 13th minutes as presented. Any objections? No, no changes, thank you. Okay. Amy, do we have any public comment?
We do not.
Okay, thank you. Next is Commissioner comments and celebrations. And before we do that, I want to make sure that we're all very clear on what that is intended to do. First of all, there's no expectation that everybody has to say something. It's really more if there is something that is hot on your mind that you'd like to think or present or just share. And if you have none, just say, I have no comments. Very simple. Don't feel pressured. So let's start with Commissioner Flash.
I have no comments.
Commissioner Lee.
I would just like to say I had such a great time with the lights, about the lights. That was really fun. I probably wouldn't have gotten out to look at the whole city. So it was really great to have that prompt. And there's some beautiful work.
Thank you. Commissioner D'Souza.
I was going to say the same. It was really fun. I'm glad more people joined as time got closer.
And I would just like to say that I'd like to just celebrate our commission and our hardworking commissioners and volunteers and Amy leading our charge. It's my honor to be able to be with you guys and work on our fun events and activities for the city. So thank you. With that, let's start with our reports, and I'll turn it over to Amy to go over events and recreation.
Okay. Alrighty, so I will summarize this for the public who are watching and the public record since it was not enclosed ahead of time. I too would also like to thank the community for their enthusiasm and participation in the Lights of Newcastle outdoor holiday display contest. We had 24 entries and well over 400 votes for the People's Choice Award. A very special thank you to the Community Activities Commissioners for their time and in evaluating the entries who participated in the official judging. 6 winners were selected. Congratulations to 'Tis the Season for Inflatables, which also won by far the People's Choice Award, and the very secret special celebrity team The Public Works crew loved that particular display in cul-de-sac, which, speaking of cul-de-sac, Reindeers on the Loose was right next door to 'Tis the Season for Inflatables, and was another one of the winners. Bright Lights Aglow, Candy Cane Cottage, Yule Log Us, and Happy Lights round out the winners. I'd also like to call attention to the Lunar New Year celebration, which I know is also on the agenda for discussion, but I'll keep the high-level details here. It is Sunday, February 4th at Risdon Middle School from 1 to 5 p.m. The event is organized by City of Newcastle, Newcastle Arts Council, Newcastle Library, and Friends of the Newcastle Library. Volunteers are needed before, during, and after the event, and an online volunteer sign-up was posted earlier this week on all the city communication channels and will also be intermittently broadcast between now and the event. And there's the link. Feel free to share and share widely. We need 45 individuals or shifts filled, ideally. I'd also like to note to save the date for the Newcastle Area Volunteer Fair, which is being held on Saturday, March 9th at Newcastle Library from 2 to 4 p.m. It is co-hosted by City of Newcastle and Newcastle Library. As was last year, it's a drop-in event for for teens and adults to meet local organizations currently looking for volunteers.
Question.
Yes.
Amy, are we going to do a very aggressive advertising approach, like going to the local high schools and talking to their, the front offices about advertising this event for us?
The volunteer fair?
Yeah.
It is certainly my intention to bridge what I'd like to call the gatekeepers of how to get the word out to the student population. So whether it's a call or a visit, it is certainly on my radar to try to build that relationship, particularly with our two local area high schools that serve our community. But thank you for calling that out, because we do want to engage our teen population and let them know of this opportunity. This is, for the commissioners, some update on proposed summer events. Saturday, July 6th is proposed for the fireworks on the lake. The concerts, after the feedback that the commissioners gave about the concerts being the last 2 Wednesdays in July and the first 2 Wednesdays in August, namely the second Wednesday being problematic because it means you have to reschedule your commission meeting. I coordinated with staff to ask, is there any reason why we can't, as Commissioner Van Atta proposed, move up a week so that you don't have to arrange your commission meeting schedule. And so the staff have proposed July 17th, 24th, 31st of July for the first 3 concerts, and August 7th for the 4th concert, meaning that August 14th remains open for your commission meeting. If you have feedback on that, please let me know. But that's what we will go forth proposing. And then Saturday, September 7th is Newcastle Days. A general reminder on the back, the comprehensive plan survey is now available at newcastlewa.gov/survey. This is a 10-minute online survey, and it is live through January 26th. It will be used by the Planning Commission and City Council to update the comprehensive plan. A postcard has gone out, and the information is available on our website and social media channels. If folks are interested in requesting a paper survey, you can call City Hall to have it sent to you. Please do help spread the word and direct any questions to planning@newcastlewa.gov. Any questions on the report besides the one Nathan raised, or the comment Nathan raised? Cool. Excellent.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Let's start with our community group reports, and we'll start with Newcastle Arts Council. Ed.
Thank you, Chair Sticks. So 2 past events that we had, one in December was a paint and sip event in partnership with Regency. So it was there, we put on the event for the residents of Regency. And then the Dickens Carolers came to the Newcastle Library on the end of the month of December, and we had 142 attendees, which was almost twice as much as we had the previous year. So that was a huge event. The next event that we have is a introduction to pour paint event on January 27th. And just for the community, this event hit its RSVP limit in 10 minutes. So clearly there's a need in the community for events like this and art. So we're going to be exploring, hopefully doing some more of that. It was an online registration, and there must have been people waiting there to sign up. So. We're still accepting entries for our youth art exhibition. So the deadline is the 14th of this month. And the exhibition will run through the month of March at the Newcastle Library. So please get those entries in. And just a reminder again about our little free art gallery that has constantly items changing. It's at just outside City Hall. So please stop by, leave something, take something, and enjoy the arts of the community. Thanks.
Thank you, Ed. In Christian's absence, I will do Historical Society and Chamber. The Historical Society has been very happy with the progress of the Lee Bima project. They have active conversations between the Society, Newcastle Trails, and the city's Park and Trails planner, W. De La Cruz, that are occurring with regard to the location of new access into the cemetery, and they will be continuing to work with staff on the new cemetery fence project. They are continuing the expansion of the ivy removal in the south area of the cemetery, and early this spring they will be hosting a volunteer training session on how to clean and protect headstones. So more to come on that. Newcastle Chamber updates. The Diamond Award nominations form is live, and it can be submitted online either by going to their website. It's also been communicated via social media, via the city newsletter. We've gotten some feedback that they are in need of more nominations, so the more we can get the word out to people, whether it's your friends, family, neighbors, they could use a few more nominations. They may be opening it up for a little longer. I think the deadline is the 12th, and they may be opening it up to a little longer window. More to come on that. They're having their 2024 board meeting session on January 16th, the location of which I don't have, but if anybody wants to attend. And nominations, like I said, are still a little bit light. And so the more people we can get to submit some nominations would be great. And turn it over to Allison. Any updates on trails?
Nothing at this time. Nothing at this time from Trails.
Thank you. Shally, any updates for the YMCA?
The only thing coming up is on April 20th, the Healthy Kids Day. And Becca said she'll send me more info when she gets it.
Okay. And with that, we'll go over general business. And so, Vice Chair Flash, you want to talk more about Lunar New Year?
I do. Since this is a really big event for the community, last year we did it at Aegis Gardens, and we planned for 100 individuals to show up, and there were an estimated 600. So hence the need to move it to a different venue that could accommodate a larger audience. So we're, as Amy pointed out, we're going to be doing the event this year at Risdon Middle School. And probably the highlight of the show, or the event that we have, is a group that's going to do a lion and dragon dance. So this is the Year of the Dragon. They're going to perform starting at 1:30, and that should last half an hour to 45 minutes. And then throughout the day on the stage, we're going to have other performances by dancers, musicians, and such, basically running from 1:30 all the way through to 4:30, 5 o'clock for the day. Along with that, some of the community groups are going to be there with some activities and some things for people to do. So the Newcastle Arts Council will be there. The Friends of the Newcastle Library will be there. They're going to be selling event appropriate books, so some Asian language books and such. Then we're having a calligrapher. We're having some art activities, storytelling, and games and other items for young kids to do. So it's going to be an event that it caters to the entire spectrum of ages. And so we're encouraging people to show up with their whole families and just kind of enjoy the day and help celebrate the Year of the Dragon. As Amy pointed out, we do need some help with volunteers. So if there's anyone out there, including those on the commission that want to help out, we need people to help out with setup, with just making sure that coordination with the activities. We're going to have some food offerings, so just helping out with that. Traffic, photography. As Amy pointed out, you can go out to the website and sign up for the activity that you like and want to do. I don't think there's anything else that I would like to say other than, does anybody have any questions? It should be a great event. It was a great event last year. Unfortunately, I missed it because I was out of town, but I heard it was wonderful, so. And I want to lastly thank the planning committee. So Amy, myself, Vicki Heck, and Son Buford are the four that are taking the heavy load on planning this event. So that's it.
I'd like to add a little note to share about parking. So with 600 people, they're not all coming at once, but there's the potential that a lot of them could come for the big highlight at 1:30. So just so folks know, there are 3 different parking lots at Risden. Overflow parking can also be in front of Hazelwood. And then we've also asked the Renton School District to open up the back lot in Hazelwood as well. So we have 5 different parking lots for folks to use to park and attend the event. And we do plan on having pretty visible signage to help direct people.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any additional public comment at this time?
We do not.
Okay. Lastly, so upcoming events and meetings. So on February the 6th at 6 p.m., the CAC will be presenting our 2024 work plan to council. And then our next CAC meeting is February 14th, which, if that resonates to anybody, is Valentine's Day. So I just wanted to make sure that we did not think that that was going to be a conflict of any kind, or do we think we would want to maybe look at an alternative date? I'm available, I'm sure.
I think the 14th sounds fine.
Doesn't,
I can probably make it work.
okay, we'll stick with the 14th then. So if there's nothing further, we will call this meeting officially adjourned. Something special for whether they're sweet tarts or. Yes. If anybody needs a little bit of adjournment, we are going to be eating down at the table. So everything's on recording. Cool.
So commissioners, what you see in front of you is the copy of what we've referred to as the charter. That's the ordinance for the CAC. And then underneath it is a copy of your 2024 work plan in progress. I made 2 copies to help make it easier for you to distinguish between what was left at the end of last meeting and the notes that were added by Commissioner Kretzinger last week.
Before we get into our strategic plan, I want to talk just briefly about some of the goals with regards to this document. So as you know, we have a pretty new city council. We've got a new mayor, vice mayor, our deputy mayor, and a couple of new council members. So as we look at presenting this to council on February the 6th at night, working to set up a meeting with get a feel from what he feels is important. Tell him what the CAC is all about, and go into detail. We have those conversations with him. Who's still fairly new, he's been on the council for 2 years, but this will be a great opportunity for us to at least have a pre-meeting with him and talk about that, so.
Linda started as a member of she was on the city council.
Yeah. And what a difference when you've actually been on a commissioner, you've done volunteer work on different things like Newcastle Days, and then when you finally become a commissioner and you're working at Newcastle Days, you're like, I already have a feel for how things operate, because I've been coming to that event for years, versus somebody who's just coming on board, you know, as a new commissioner, somebody brand new in Newcastle who's never done that before, and you're like, no idea. So in front of you, like Amy said, are 2 different versions. One was before a lot of the edits were made. That's the top copy of the amendment. The second copy is, you can see that what edits were made. And what I'd like to do now is talk about which version we want to go with. Because for the most part, one goes into a little higher level than the other, and one, I think, is, for me, it's a lot easier to understand. So, with that, I wanted to just reach out to you guys and see. help us to achieve these. So I don't think we have to be so making them so unique. It's okay for them to like what I like that you guys did this, but first get rid of the, so you have the statement on the left-hand side, and then we started each direction with another statement. We're like, yeah, so getting rid of that I thought was perfect, and then if we're missing some of the how to put into the actual strategic direction, I thought was a really good idea, and then we didn't get that there, it was one of those. So I think we did a really nice job of doing that, making it simpler to read. And I did not have a single update. So in the essence of time, I don't think we actually want to read them out loud, just so we're hearing them one more time. Yeah. But literally, like, if you're just presenting the slide and reading it as it is without adding any like flavor to it, and then we can basically have a form, so we can agree that this is the final document we're going to go with. We'll create the final document with all the changes, and then spend the balance of our time talking about the various things and then present this to council. That's all. Fair. I didn't see them as being prioritized, but I mean, we could certainly move it to the top. But I didn't see them as like a 1, 2, 3. I saw them as just bullets. To me, that's different.
I agree, but maybe by moving volunteerism and opportunities up, it will just give a little bit more visibility.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a good idea. So move that to the first bullet. Yeah, that's good. And where would you put that? As a separate bullet? Yeah. You want to rewrite that whole bullet?
Explore opportunities to offer arts, comma, culture, comma,
History,
historical activities.
culture, arts, culture, history, activities, historical, history, activities, and Identify new and unique monthly or quarterly experiences and activities that foster community relationships and build authentic connections. Explore and implement new methods to engage Newcastle's diverse communities. Partner with community stakeholders to promote activities and programs. And when I read the stakeholders, I assumed we meant community, just other community organizations. That covered everything? Covers everything, okay. No, because I think that makes it too. Well, it makes us accountable. Yes, right, for sure. And until we have unlimited resources and money, maybe we should not go into that detail. Yeah. Amy, do you agree?
I agree that sometimes less is more in terms of when you're thinking on a high level document.
Yeah. I agree. Let's take that one for the full. Just for the unique experiences and activities of foster community.
Chair Sticks, could you just read that entire bullet to make sure I've captured it correctly?
Yeah. Identify new and unique experiences and activities that foster community relationships and build authentic connections. Okay. Strategic direction number 2, stimulate creative engagement and camaraderie through activities, experiences, and events. Promote volunteerism and develop year-round opportunities. Explore opportunities to offer arts and cultural and historical preservation activities and enhance community life. Explore possibilities for third spaces. How is arts and community art different? Then you're like more.
I feel like they're different also. Offer arts activities. Offering arts activities seems to me like stuff at some of the activities at the library. Hard to deliver.
Maybe there needs to be separate, maybe we need to make a fourth bullet. Maybe this bullet says explore opportunities to offer arts, cultural and historical preservation activities, period. Explore opportunities to enhance community art. As a fourth bullet. I think that all these things have to have the 3 bullets. I think they should be separate. Do we like the fourth or no? We want to do this first? Okay, so explore opportunities to enhance community art. Let's. sounds like we're creating something and then offering it, but promoting means it's already been planned, developed, and we're just offer slash promote. I think that's a good idea.
How about offer and?
Offer and promote. Yeah. At least then it gives us that. If there's nothing that we can offer, maybe that other people have something that we can help to promote. I like that. Maybe it would say explore opportunities to offer art, to offer and promote arts, cultural, and historical preservation activities. Strategic direction number 3, celebrate them. I'm sorry, it was closed and we are moving on. Vice Chair Slash. Yeah, that's the tape. I looked at both of the words. They're kind of equally way. It still gets us to the same conclusion that we still feel that we need that place, some place to be able to have gatherings, activities. The door is now officially closed. Strategic direction number 3, celebrate and appreciate our Newcastle community. Assist in coordination of events that bring our people together. Ensure meaningful recognition of volunteers and sponsors that support city events and activities. Partner with city staff and others to spotlight our community assets, including local businesses, natural environment, parks and trails, and history.
So in that sentence, we are including local businesses, natural environment, parks and trails, and history as our community assets being spotlighted. Correct? Or,
Yeah.
I'm saying that's too.
no, no,
Yes.
just asking.
That's how I read it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's too limited, solution.
What I was wondering is, does local businesses, come under others? Partner with city staff and others, including local businesses, to spotlight our community assets.
I think others that would be really tremendous involved.
Yeah.
But once you go, so list involved at all. So I'm wondering if you put that list in front of this, say, what people.
Or even,
Put an EG.
Yeah.
I agree.
or such as,
Just stop it after assets.
Stop at assets and then in parentheses, put EG, local businesses, natural environment, parks and trails. Yeah, I like that.
And let's change that one. The parks and trails for the other parks.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Clarification, do you want natural environment parentheses park and trails, or do you want to remove natural environment and just simply say parks and trails?
So we would stop at assets.
Yep.
Period, and then in parentheses, EG,
Mm-hmm.
natural environment, parentheses, parks and trails. And
lo-
local businesses.
Thank-
Including local. Or maybe we need to stay, well, yeah, because we want to get rid of including the 2 PG.
My question was, did you want to keep natural environment, parens, parks and trails, and use one or the other, or do you still want to keep both of them?
I think if you're listing something that is not all-inclusive, then I would go with, I would be more specific, because I really won't talk about it. Instead of natural environment.
PG parks and trails, history, and local businesses. Yes.
And just to clarify, when we say that doesn't mean that list all.
It's for example. We could just say, for example, parks and trails, history, and local businesses.
Including but not limited to.
If we want to get that specific, including but not limited to.
The reason I like not, including but not limited to as opposed to is I personally do not know what EG actually stands for, is what its actual translation is.
Hey Siri,
And I
what
would
does
hate,
PG
I
stand
would
for?
hate for us to use that incorrectly.
Yeah, I knew that, I knew that, but I kind of figured it out, so I would say.
I like that.
I mean, it's yeah.
I have no question when you read that, what that means. I like it. So what did you say again?
We're not talking about.
Including but not limited to.
So if you partner with city staff, and then there's this body of power, including but not limited to.
I like it. I like that. Simple. Then, help me, what's the, somebody added foundational principle. What is that?
Yeah, so originally we had it out in five. That we described as important to understand. Would you, because of, I don't think we have a good clue.
Does that belong in our work plan, or is that just a underlying thing that should be a part of what the CAC should be striving to do?
So I think it does belong in the work plan, but then underlying all everything, right? So that's why we need to have a way to make it a couple of things. We try to understand who we're doing everything about for.
All of those give you directions with this overarching principle.
Right.
Okay. Got it. I like it. Very open-ended, so it's response. Always asking those questions. Yeah, okay, I like it. Yeah. Where's that?
So I'm breaking protocol a little bit here, but what about strive to continually understand the needs and interests of our Newcastle community? Would that adding something there help to solve your concern but still address what Vice Chair Flash is getting at? Okay, if you're good, can you read it one more time to make sure I've captured it correctly? Just the foundational principle.
The Community Activities Commission will strive to continually understand our ever-changing Newcastle community. Who are we serving and why?
And would you like to keep who are we serving and why in parentheses, or would you like to take the parentheses out? I wasn't clear on that.
I don't think we need the parentheses. Yeah, take out the parentheses.
Done.
Good. Do we need to vote to finalize it, or can we just say, this is it, we like it?
I think the latter, but if you'd like to take a vote, you're welcome to.
There's a motion to approve our 2024 strategic direction.
I move to approve for strategic direction.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Show it as unanimous. Round is closed.
Oh, good point. Even in the, oh, are you talking about,
Everyone.
yeah, including the left bar?
So do we want the word and versus the ampersand, or the and sign? Is that what I'm hearing? Spell out and. So Amy, can we replace the and symbol with the word and?
Yes,
Okay.
done.
All right. Shouldn't change. So, we've presented this in various ways over the years. With my recollection, the one I liked the most was when we, at 6 p.m., we had tables and chairs set up over here, and we literally just all sat around. But as I understand, Amy, this will be a more, council will be up here, and we'll be just sitting in the audience, is that correct?
I am not clear on that myself. I think that's something to work out with City Clerk Westman. So I think discussing what your preference is and then bringing it to City Clerk Westman, and then, because we also have a space issue because we have so many people in attendance. So I'd recommend what your preference is for how to present, and then we'll bring it to City Clerk Westman.
What would be our preference? What would be your preference? Sitting around chairs and tables. My lawyer would tell me that. Right. Yeah. So if we could go, hopefully, with a more informal.
Is the expectation that it's just the two of you
So
there presenting?
we've all been at all of them. I'm not mistaken, if you can. We didn't all have a part to present them. And that's what I think we need to discuss, is how do we want to divvy it up, or just have me, or have 3 people do it, since we have 2 corrections, or what do we want?
Well, my first question to you two is, do you want more communication? Would you like more communication here behind the discussion?
Yes.
Support, but not to
As
support, but not
Oh, well,
If that is your preference too.
yeah.
No, it would be nice if everybody just said,
I think we should all be there.
Okay.
That would be inappropriate.
It's also my understanding that you all need new photographs. There are a number of commissioners who are new who haven't had photos, and a group photo needs to be updated as well. So, as well as council, and there is an effort to see if they can't use this as an opportunity to get those updated photos. So there's another reason for all the commissioners to be there if they can.
So what's the typical protocol or process, regardless of who or how many people presented? Does the council invite community activities, and I'm presuming planning commission too, does their thing for the new council? Or does their thing? Yeah. So city council just invites each of the commissions to present their strategic direction thingy?
Yes. And then council has to approve it.
Right.
So
Oh, just a different time, there's not all of us.
Then they say thank you and we're adjourned, you know.
Would I have copies of what we have, what we're presenting? Okay.
One doing two. That's right. Sign and receive. Okay, hold on one second. Yeah. And he knows how I feel about commissioner, or about council members coming to our events, supporting our events. Yeah.
Vice Chair Flash's note, perhaps not an education to what the ordinance is and what the commission does per se, but maybe about highlighting some of your successes from the past year to open, to educate and familiarize with what the commission has accomplished in the 2023.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I watched that, I was very impressed. That is not the presentation I would have done, and after I watched it, I went, no. I think I'm gonna have Ed do this from now on, because I liked it, I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, with all of this information, it would be my suggestion that it be presented by no more than one or two of you, rather than all of us taking a piece. I think it's a great idea for us to be here as support, or to be from support. But I also think it might be just as effective to kind of present it. First, not all spread out. What do you have thoughts about that? Do you like the idea of different people taking different parts? I would rather you to just do it and work all together and have it just here.
I like your idea of kicking it off, and I'm happy to do that with what this commission did in 2023. I like that idea. Put together a very powerful message to council.
And maybe even if there are some events that aren't repetitive or don't repeat every year, that maybe could be highlighted. And in 2022, we did this, whether or not there are any, I don't know. Just to kind of give a real big, full picture of what the commission does. And I don't disagree with
Yeah.
Were we over here?
So the council was on the dais, and the commissioners were scattered in the what are typically staff positions. Because I think as a commissioner, I was here or one or two seats over, and then the city staff actually were in the first row of the audience.
Is it recorded? I mean, we have a.
It's a special meeting. It's noticed and recorded. Yep.
We have something to go back and look at. Yeah, we should do, for sure. Yeah.
So one of the things we'll miss highlighting when we do a 2023 recap is, for instance, Newcastle. But you can point out 2022 or other years in our pandemic state and even before that, Community Activities Commission did such activities as Newcastle, where you touched X number of, or interacted with X number of community members, not necessarily citizens members.
We could mention that. Newcastle. Fruit produce event.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Even before Little
Newcastle
Park?
gave some that, and so now the story behind that was Tony Ventrella had been talking today, and they wanted to do a drive-through event, and Tony called me and said, he wants to do this, and I said, how do you get logistics? And said, what if we were to take a look at us actually doing the event, but doing it in Bighorn Park? And we pre-stuff bags with vacuum and hand them out. And then it became, Dave said he loved it. He was all for it, and just turned it over to us in 2 years. And then when things went public again, he would say, yeah. I agree. I mean, it was a fabulous effort on our part when we did what you remember.
That was my first event as a commissioner.
Who was it?
The second Boot Castle. Yeah.
How do we want to present the 3 strategic directions?
So in years past, we had 1 or 2 people do each one at a time. The reason why this was important is we get at that point started brainstorming some examples of things that would fit into those categories. And that got wasn't part of the formal part of the discussion.
And then we've all agreed we're not going to move down into any details this year. We're going to keep it at this high level.
So that we don't.
If we're saying all together, I don't know, what do you want to do?
So you're suggesting, Ed, or recapping that 1 or 2 people, or like somebody will just read all strategic direction number 1.
See, I'm not even sure we want to add any color commentary.
If we were to add color commentary, what would you add, say, to number 1? Which could be suggested?
Are you talking about like examples of what we would do to? read the three directions. You add color. You're very good at that. I'm very dry and very specific, but you're like, what are you saying? I can recap what I've heard, but we want you to hear. What he's really trying to say is, we need you.
So because you have a number of new commissioners who are doing this for the first time, maybe what I'm hearing from Ed is rather than pointing to things that you hope to do, would like to do, or thinking about doing, is to point to things you already know have been done, because you have that confidence. Like, you've seen Boot Castle, you've been through Newcastle days, and perhaps by relying on, for example, Newcastle days does this, if the color commentary focuses more on things that you're familiar with, the new commissioners might feel a little bit better about,
Chiming in if they.
yeah. Because you're looking to do the same, more, enhance, promote good practices and best practices that are already in place.
I think all of us should chime in if we have an opinion about something you think council would benefit from hearing. When I hear you say, I just always thought as a community resident, member, team player, that I should be helping out at these things and participating. You guys want me to present, and then you can help to add the. And what's gonna be hard is we don't, we have three commissioners that aren't here, so it'll be hard to.
Okay, is this, I'm gonna make a suggestion, and I don't know if this is allowed, if this would be allowed. Let's just say Nathan reads them, and the rest of us are going to, offer additional commentary. Would it be appropriate for somebody to remind us, hey, here's the things that we're gonna be talking about, here are some opportunities for each of us to speak up and relate our own experience, or from our own experience. So my question, is it allowed, would it be allowed to ask that in a non-public forum, like by email, prepare to have something to say, or consider having something to say?
Oh, sure.
As opposed to,
As long as we don't reply all. We could get something.
okay. And then the second part of that is, because we've got so many people listening tonight, especially, it's a seasoned people, but maybe not especially seasoned people, is that, we want to go track. Because this is all gonna happen before next week. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know if it needs to be an expectation to have something prepared.
But if you do have something, kind of, and,
If you didn't have any, like, things that you really like to impart to council on any of these, please come with your thoughts.
that's what I would suggest, is that we haven't prepared. Whoever's reading these knows, almost like a script. Yeah. Yeah. Or, yeah.
Okay, so not make it so open for.
So in the case that you want to assign roles, the SharePoint, if you set up a Excel spreadsheet or something, and then people can select. So then you avoid the email reply all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
The only thing I'm a little skeptical of right now is given our timeframe, so it's January 10th. And busy presenting less than 3 weeks. Totally, yeah, I think that would be a great thing. It's just hoping that we'll have enough time to actually go and coordinate that. Otherwise, we're gonna have things that are talking about things that aren't talked about. We'll do that. We first start, and then put it on SharePoint, and share it out, and you guys can look at it.
So my thought would be, the rest of the person.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Would you like me to prepare a PowerPoint slide for each strategic direction?
Or do we just put it in Excel, so we've got strategic direction 1, and then a place underneath it where we can just be typing in notes?
No, well, to clarify in what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying in presenting it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not in our working, not in a working document, but when we're presenting to council, we want the slide features. Strategic direction.
Or put this whole thing on one.
Yeah. I'm almost inclined to do 3 slides, 3 slides.
Have we done it in the past? We had
3 different slides.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
3 different slides.
This is probably crazy, but I think the benefit of having 1 slide per is that does not give me a chance to jump ahead and read about something else. Oh, I'm all excited about talking about that when I get there.
Because you see it going like
Without
this, and then
paying
you're,
attention, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea, Amy.
Okay.
Give them 1 piece of paper.
Will do.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But for our speaking points, we can put that in just Excel. Is that right? Okay. You want to coordinate that? You want me to coordinate that, or you want to do it together? Together. Okay. So, whichever point people want to discuss, they have to like sign up for it, so we know in advance that night who needs to. Or something. This has not been updated, correct? This is still the original. Yeah, this is from Ellen Goddard in 2019.
That is the current ordinance that's in effect. To update it would require action by the council. However, there are some ordinances that occasionally get updated via housekeeping, so little points. Like the mention of who appoints the staff member.
So one of the things that we're going to be talking to Amy and Scott and Jane about, which I don't think we've mentioned this yet, is how our appointments are always ending in July, which makes it so difficult when we're right in the midst of the summer and that's our busy time of year. It's like, can we look at shifting that to maybe being, gosh, we could do it in October, November when it's very quiet, and give a new commissioner the time to get acclimated. But boy, when you come in July, you're going into August, really, when they're hitting the road running, you're just like, oh my gosh, I have no time to get familiar with.
Or even, yeah, new people, even a point of reference.
Still trying to work on it. Yes. We will officially adjourn our working session